Hello, Goombas, Paratroopas, and Shy Guys in between. Today we are in the gallery for Luigi's Mansion. Yes, I got the console, but you couldn't see that video because my recording software decided to just freaking flip out or something. Anyways, today I'm going to be ranking some of the portrait ghosts that we play against. First, we're going to start off with Area 1, that being, I forgot the two ghosts, the parents of Chauncey, and then Chauncey. Then we're going to be moving on to other characters like Mr. Lugs, Melody, Bogmire, and I'm going to be ranking them to see how good they are. I know that this isn't like the most difficult way that I can show them, but I haven't completed all of the Hidden Mansion, so I'll get back to Hidden Mansion boss fights. But I can say that the exception of Chauncey, which obviously you can see that I got a platinum portrait frame for, the two other boss fights, or portrait ghosts rather, haven't changed a lot. So you can bet that I'm going to skip over them. It's only like a 50 HP increase. So anyway, let's get on. The first ghost we have with us today is Neville, who resides in this sitting room. Let me see if I can focus in on him. As you can see, he has a weak point whenever he starts yawning. If we can dodge the books. Whenever he starts yawning, then he exposes his heart. That's just the way that he captures him. There's no skill based over it. The only thing that could possibly be said was that the books here sometimes fly after Luigi, but it's not very big of a deal because, one, it only goes one projectile, which is easily dodgeable, and two, when you start capturing Neville, the books no longer fly. The only thing you really need to worry about is getting stuck between that bookshelf and the desk. When Neville releases his poison mushroom, you may have the risk of, running into it and losing him. But overall, it's quite the easy capture. The usual 100 health for a portrait ghost and an increase of 50. So, nothing much to change in the secret mansion. Anyway, let's move on to the next ghost. The next ghost we have here in Area 1 is Leda, and I swear I'm saying that wrong. Her only weakness is those curtains. You just have to use your vacuum to pull it up so that the broken window starts blowing in wind, in which case she'll be shocked by it and you'll be able to catch her. There is barely any places to get stuck here, so you don't have to worry about the poison mushroom. Quite the easy capture, in fact. I would say she has a difficult, pattern, but, not really. So, anyway, let's move on to the final ghost. Final ghost, or portrait ghost inside Area 1, you have Spoiled Baby Chauncey, the boss fight. I don't know how two capable adults are easier to capture than a baby, but whatever. Anyways, he's pretty linear in his attacks in the original mansion. The rocking horses go in a straight line and aren't that big. The bouncy balls attacks are pretty easy to dodge as long as you keep a good image of the field. The hitbox on Chauncey is pretty generous. You just suck up the ball and shoot it at her, and usually it will hit him. And the body slam attack, whenever you fail to capture him, is pretty easy to dodge. You just have to stay in the middle or in the sides of the crib. I'll explain the Hidden Mansion boss fights when you unlock all of them, but let me tell you, the rocking horses will destroy you if you are not prepared. Welcome everybody to the dance floor of Area 2. Here we're going against the floating Rolindas. Now, I never really went into the portrait battle. Okay, yeah, there are ghosts. Hold on, let me deal with these real quick. Welcome to the dance floor, everybody. The first boss of Area 2 is the floating Rolindas. They have a pretty interesting gimmick. You have to stay in these circular platforms in order to make them visible. They don't really hurt you. They kind of just dance around, obviously. That's why they call it the twirling Rolindas. And their soft spot is whenever the boy ghost goes to bow. Since they share the same heart, which is weirdly romantic, all you gotta do is flash the boy, and then you'll be able to get the girl as well. That sounds very wrong, but, this is a Luigi's Mansion game. What do you expect? It's quite the easy capture. As you can see, there's barely anything inside of this room that could, trap Luigi or trap the poison mushroom, so it's a generally easy capture. Now let's move on to the next one. Welcome to the broom closet, where apparently Shiver spends the majority of his time with his rats. Shivers kind of just walks over to that little stool and sits down and does a little dance, I'm guessing. It's quite the easy capture. There are a few things that you can get stuck on, or the poison mushroom can get stuck in, but generally, as long as you stay clear of the poison mushroom and a couple of the rats that are teeming around here, it's a generally easy capture. So let's get on to the next one. Inside of this orchestra room and going up to the piano, melody spawns and you're able to do this dialogue interaction. Now I'm just going to stop it here. I can actually interact or, allow the papers to start flying. But after completing a quick quiz, which should be easy if you know your Marios, usually having to do with themes of levels or specific themes from certain games, Melody will begin attacking you with her music sheets. All you gotta do is suck up the first patch of music sheets, but you have to make sure that you're nearby Melody. The sheets will follow you wherever you go, so you just generally have to stay nearby, and when she gets sad, when you suck up all her beautiful music pieces, just begin to suck her up, and then quite easy capture from there. Sometimes you might get stuck between the music instruments, or the mushroom might bounce around there, so you gotta be careful of that, but generally, usual 100 ghosts, nothing you can't handle if you know your game senses. In the dining room, you have the ghostly glutton, better known as Mr. Lugs. Mr. Lugs kind of just stands and, eats here in the living room, obviously, as you can see. You can only make him spawn by lighting these candles. However, you don't technically need to capture him. He just gives you some money and a jewel. Now, in order to trigger the Mr. Lugs fight, all you gotta do is begin to suck up the dish that will spawn butlers, 2 of them, which you'll be able to easily catch. They only have 15 health, they don't fight back, so that should be easy capture. Once you're able to completely suck down Mr. Lugs' plate, he'll begin to, vomit fireballs at you, as all gluttons have the ability to, and you just gotta wait for him to get tired. I don't know if there's a specific audio cue when he's starting to get tired, but, it's generally fast, and it's an easy capture. Unless you're stuck between a table and a chair, there shouldn't be any ways for you to get easily stuck with a mini mushroom, so it's just generally easy capture, and usually the mini mushroom ends up on one of the tables between the candles or some bottles or plates and such, so you don't have to worry about anything. Now let's move on to the second to last portrait in Area 2. Key, the ghost dog, will reside in the boneyard, or, in the backyard, sorry. In ghostly place, and he's licking on a bone. Got confused. At first, he'll become hostile to you and just lunge at you. Exactly after 3 or 4 lunges, a ghost that's named Mr. Bones will spawn right near the patch where a plant would be if this was the normal mansion, and you'll have the opportunity to capture him. In which case, once you do, a bone will land and run this little patch right where Spooky is licking, and he'll go up to it and start licking it. Once he does, all you gotta do is flash a light at him and begin to suck. There's no places to get stuck here, so you don't have to worry about that. It's a generally open place, and it's pretty typical as far as boss fights come, so you won't have to worry about much. This ghost of Area 2 is Bogmire, the shadow of the grave, or rather the black shadow of the grave. Sorry, there's a glint I couldn't really see. Anyways, the fight is pretty linear. All you gotta do is dodge his attacks, which he'll begin to spawn these shadow replicas. He doesn't directly go after you, rather he just dodges your attacks by disappearing, reappearing somewhere else, stretching out a shadow, and repeating. The first time you capture him, it's pretty easy because at that point he only spawns like 2 shadows. But after you fail to capture him the first time, lightning will begin to strike, spawning even more, which can vary in size. So if you're not careful, you might become ganged up quickly by a bunch of gigantic shadows. It's also important to realize that there are time differences in how long Bogmire will be captured when you shoot the shadow pieces at him. The smaller pieces will only capture him for a little bit, while the bigger ones will enable you to take your sweet and ever so loving time. I never really had a situation where I wasn't able to capture Bogmire if I captured him in the goo, so maybe that was a change for the 3DS, but I don't really know. Anyways, in the Hidden Mansion boss fight, there's nothing really that changes. However, he reappears and disappears much faster, so you have to be really quick click on the draw. And that can be pretty difficult when you only have a D-pad and an N and the directional stick, or whatever this is called. I forgot. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll upload the rest whenever I finish the Hidden Mansion. But I gotta say, Area 1 and 2 really does give you a good view on what you're going to be dealing with for the rest of the game. So, if you ever feel as if you need to remind yourself on how to play, you just go and do the Portrait Ghost for Area 1 and 2. It usually reinstates the whole idea. Anyways, please like and subscribe, comment what you want to see next. Also, comment down what of these Portrait Ghosts, what is your favorite? Personally, mine is Bogmire. And I hope you enjoyed the video. See ya and goodbye.